What's up guys, TheMainManSWE here, hoping you're all doing awesome as always. Welcome to the anti-character video. This one's huge, it's a doozy, a lot of information. If there's a specific character you want to hear something about, skip to that character's chapter. My goal with this video is not to do 2 hours on Devil Jin, 2 hours on Heihachi. Instead, my goal is to give you very easily digestible, easy to understand key concepts, but I hope helped you tremendously the next time you encounter all of these characters, be it in ranked or player matches. I really hope this video helps you. So this power crush has to be punished every fucking time you see it. It's so strong. It +8, tracks to both sides, long range mid, goes into destruction mode, which is her chainsaw stance. So -13, Kazuya does down back 1-2. Have to punish that. She can also do it from stance. Have to punish that. When she slides into you, she'll do a mix like this, a mix like this, she'll do a mix like this. Just like any slide in this game, the frame data changes depending on range. If she does it from here, you'll note that it just said -10. Now it's at -9. Now it's at -6. The further away you are from her when she does it, the more lenient it is for her in terms of her follow-up, and the less time you have to retaliate. Because this is not a mix. You can always interrupt this. Always interrupt it. So this is a classic, we'll just mash that out. So remember the frame 13, because you always, once you block a slide, no matter the range, you always have 13 frames. Not on hit, but on block. Very important. Also, other lows that are notably 13 are destruction down 1, destruction down to 2. Very important lows for her in Chainsaw. Well, those are V lows. -13, -14. So if you're a Kazuya player, you can always launch. You can always launch both of these. She always threatens a Psycho Crusher from long range. That's completely safe. It's actually neutral on block. This is to make you respect her mid-range. And when you respect her mid-range, she flies in with the helicopter. This one you can't sidestep, mid, +4 on block. And now she's right in your face, and she puts you into the chainsaw blender. If she has you respecting her, again, she can just 50-50 also from range, because she has a hell sweep. In destruction mode, she flies in. Oh, sorry. Does this. I'm gonna remove the block now, so you see what it looks like. Obviously, the hell sweep is launch punishable, but yeah, it's just not a super fun situation to be in. If she's spamming chainsaws in your face, she's always plus. It's a bit like Hwoarang, where if you've blocked it, it's very plus. Unless you see this option. It's very distinct and looks really weird, but it's a mid. This one is always -9. So that's the big, like, oh, it's my turn, you know. Now she also has S-tier, like, bullshit gimmicks. Like, she flies in. This is an unblockable launcher. You'll get hit by this, like, if you haven't seen it before. This one, this is also an unblockable wall splat. I eat this. I can't react to it. I can't react to that. Because, of course, she has so many other options, you know. I just eat that. I just go, okay. This low is broken. If he doesn't block, +5, 26 damage on normal hit. And she evades a lot. She's in crouching state. In this game, more than any other fighting game, a bad player can beat a good player. Someone can be like 90 defense on Lee and know 70% of a roster and be very good at the Tekken core mechanics and know a lot of the matchups, but can run into an Alisa who doesn't even know the Alisa matchup, doesn't know matchups, but knows a couple of flowcharts and is not a good Tekken player. The Lee player can lose to that Alisa player. Most of the time when you encounter an Alisa player, something you will have above them, and it is an advantage, is that you will most likely be the better Tekken player. So try and look for his patterns. Try and look for his timing. Unbelievably tricky playing against that character. This character is OP. We are just waiting for the next patch. She desperately needs toning down. I'm going to try and explain the character and what you can do. So historically, she's been defined mostly by having a launching 50-50, a low launcher that is launch punishable on block. And she also has, this is from crouch, by the way, and she also has a mid launcher, right? Like so, very scary to go up against. She can always launch you, be it crouching or standing. A nice option select here you can do here is treat it like Kazuya. If you see her manually go into this crouch, try to mix you. Walking to the left will beat both options. And then punish her. In heat, she gets an extension to that low sweep, and now it does more damage, and it goes like full screen. You know, it looks ridiculous, but it's basically the same counterplay. You step left, right? You step left, and then you launch her, and then you deal with the first sweep, and you interrupt the second sweep. Like so. That's the counter. This works for single sweep and double sweep. So sidewalk to the left to beat the 50-50. Note that they also gave her this option now, which is also steppable. But that will wall splat, and on block is -10. The next thing you have to understand is that they've given her a new stance called Hammer Chance. This stance is a goddamn nightmare, and there are no good options in my opinion, and it doesn't help that all of her key pokes that are unbelievably strong on their own will transition into Hammer Chance. Like down for 1-2, which jails on block just like Nina's. It's a mid-high, but you are not allowed to duck the high once you've blocked the mid. So this goes into Hammer Chance. Standing 2 goes into Hammer Chance. 1-2 goes into Hammer Chance. Down back 4 goes into Hammer Chance. This character never had a low that's not launch punishable. She would have to do this. Always gambling her life, right? Now for some reason we gave her down back 4, which is now -13. But on hit, this goes into Hammer Chance at +6. If she counter hits, she can very easily counter it, confirm this. Into heat engager, into full crouch, because now you can heat engager into crouch, and now you're gonna guess the mix-up. And it's just not a whole lot of fun. If she does any of this into Hammer Chance, you are guessing for your life. She can do a low, that's -14. She can do a Hammer Chance 4. In the neutral, it pushes you far back. So it's a wall splatting mid. Attracts to both sides. You cannot sidestep this. When she does it, she crouches. She's in true crouching state. She evades a lot. So if you're doing a jab here, you're gonna get blown up, for example, or any high. She pushes you back and recovers crouching at -12. Very few characters can do anything about this. This also has a property where at the wall, she will push herself back away from you. She pushes herself back at the wall. 2-1, 1+2 is mid-high, mid-string. So you can duck the second hit. This is very hard to do because the startup is so fast. You can mix this with this. Mid, -14. If she does like down for 1-2 and she thinks you're not gonna respect Hammer Chance, she can do down for 1-4 like this. If that counters you, she gets ass. And this is a safe on block high. She can mix this with a free button that wall splats. This one is -12. But it's a mid, right? This string is also a countered string, just like Nina's. That's 46 damage on counter. It starts with a low. You can duck the second hit, right? There are no real good answers to this. We are waiting for a patch, basically. These are the holes. So, yeah. Asuka, and this is where I can show you a lifesaver, actually, against this character. Don't ever press into this character. Think of Lee on steroids in terms of, like, keep out. Can is the best keep out button in the game, I think. Also has back 3. You start getting momentum on them. And like, oh, I have frames. Treat it like a flash. Just go like, try and bait the can-can and crouch. Crouch a little bit at like this range. Because she does go forward when she does it. So you can actually crouch from a few steps away. Try and bait it and hit her. Because when you back away like this and take advantage of the fact that she's moving forward, she can't at the same time threaten you with the safe mid-launcher. So to sort of mitigate those two buttons, in my opinion, try and move back, bait the can-can, move back, crouch, and be ready to pull the trigger with a while-standing launcher. This is something I observed when I saw Lowhigh play against Tibetano, is when you think she's going to be aggressive, step right into duck is godlike against this character now. Even more so than against Devil Jin. Like, step right duck is your best friend against this character. Down for 2 is a very important button for her. One plus 2. Down 1 plus 2. Step right duck blows it up. Her broken low, down back 3. Step right duck. Blows it up. Her heat mix while running 1 plus 2. Forward 1 plus 2. This is much harder, but step right duck is the best response yet again. Step right duck is yet again the best response. Gimmicky stuff you need to know. This string, 3 ring circus. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Always duck on 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Always duck. They will also use Narcissus string, this one. They spam that all the time. Last hit is minus 13. Minus 13. Can mix with this. Minus 14. Mid. This string is launch. They'll try and delay it like this. But remember that this is launch. Remember that this is launch. Always launch that. Always launch that. In my opinion, Azucena is a pretty straightforward character. She's easy to play. The most defining thing about her is her Libertador stance. First thing to know about Libertador is that it auto parries highs and lows. That's a high. That's a low. So that's automatic. It just happens. Azucena doesn't have to do anything. So anytime you see this stance, you always want to check her with mids. Azucena players tend to spam this move. This is her safe on block power crush. It's -9 on block. If they spam this, duck it and launch her. A lot of Azucena players are also very lazy with this backswing blow because I've noticed that no one is punishing this properly. Either people block this and go, and they don't do anything, or they take like a 12 frame punish, like so. So just remember that this is a launch punishable attack. You always have to launch this. If you don't launch it, it's just way too spammable. Another key move is while running 3-2 into pressure, into Libertador. This move I just don't care that much about these days because it's so nerfed. You can step it to both sides, and if she gets it on block, she gets a +3, which is just you know, not that good. From the Libertador stance, Azucena players don't have to play risky, but they tend to play very risky. She has a health sweeping stance. She'll do that. You can launch that. So this one is safe on block, right? Mid heat engager. It's a pretty good button. So we're gonna mix with that. While stunning one is -8 on block, counter it launcher. It's a very good move. Azucena's might do moves that end up in crouch and then try and tag you with while stunning one. So that one you do want to look out for. This one is -14. Punish that one. Forward free. They tend to throw that a lot. This is a mix-up you'll see a lot online. They'll do either this, mid-high, or they do mid-mid like this. Is this an option select? Yeah, this is an option select. You can just dick jab if you see that. And then you get +6. Even I do not encounter this character. I think we covered the stuff that the Fujin ranks will need to know, to be honest. You have to remember with Bryan is that he plays very conventional Tekken, and he plays around timing. And he's always trying to bait you into pressing into him so he can counter it, launch you. He's just constantly baiting you to please press and then kill you. And he has moves that are ridiculously strong on frames. But core anti-Bryan has always been be very patient, be very mindful of when you press, but also don't duck the character. Try to get him to start throwing hatchets, which you can't try and counter it, interrupt. But at the end of the day, the hatchet just doesn't hit hard enough for you to start ducking and eat this guy's mids. Also know that hatchet loses to step left. Step left. But then you have to remember that jet upper tracks to that side. And also remember, if you step right, which beats his mid-range, this move tracks to the right. Let's start by discussing the mid-range, where he will threaten you with Cannon and Requiem. Almost every Bryan will rotate those two from mid-range. Both of these lose to step right. And if you step them properly, you can quite easily launch Bryan. But again, if he's up close, he'll try and check you with this, which is a hit confirm, right? He can even stress your guard with this if he's a good Bryan and he knows how to delay this, right? Thing with this though is that if he ever stops at one of the left arm punches, he's always -10. Unless he stops at the first one. But he's always -10. If he finishes the string, -15, you have to launch that. Too many people don't launch this. This one is also very steppable, back one. Don't let them spam that over and over. If someone is spamming orbitals, you're free to jab Bryan out of that. Jab is typically used as the counter to orbital spamming Bryans. You have to block Snake Edge on reaction. Snake Edge shouldn't even be a factor, to be honest, when you play against this character. Very important counter hit move to keep in mind is close range, range 0 Bryan, is forward free. This move is neutral on block. If this connects from tip range, it will be +2. Keep that in mind, because now he can threaten you with 1, 2, 4, which is a countered string. You have to respect those frames. Another thing a lot of people get smoked by is 1, 2, 1 and 1, 2, 3. So this is not a real mix-up. This is reactable. So that's not a real mix-up. That's reactable. Even if a Bryan delays the 1, you can react to this. If you can't do that, it's actually worth just going into practice mode, set Bryan to do this over and over, do that for 2 minutes, and I swear to God you will have this on muscle memory, unless you're like 85 years old, even older than me. Anytime he does one of his unsafe follow-ups to counter it launch you, you have to punish him. So down 2, 3 is -10, down for 2, 3, -13. If he does 1 + 2, 2, he's -14. Do your biggest punish for -14. It's very easy to punish. You have a long time to punish that. Also, another thing is that 1 + 2, 2 into combo here, this is not real. as soon as you think the startup on the heat burst is coming, start mashing tech roll right, and you're gonna get it. But it is very difficult. If he does this, duck the high. This move only has one follow-up, which is a high. Have to duck that. Have to duck that. If a Bryan gets desperate because you're doing the right thing, you're never ducking, you're just stand guarding. He starts doing this. He starts spamming hatchet. You have a lot of frames to interrupt here. If he's predictable, right? Like, hatchet is slower startup than you think with the input. And hatchet loses the sidewalk left. Very good to know that. Another very important thing against Bryan, almost the most important, is that you deny him his taunt game as much as you can, because this 28 frames startup unblockable it's broken. It's straight up broken. So you need to deny him taunt Oki at the wall. So he's just comboed you, any type of combo, and you're about to wake up at the wall. Stay on the ground. Don't tech roll, don't stand up. Like, pretend I'm the Double Jin and I'm grounded. Try to stay on the ground. Try to do a toe kick. Try to do a kip up. Try to roll on the ground. Roll away from the wall, right? Anything but just mindlessly tech rolling or standing up, because the taunt Oki is so busted. You want to be very unpredictable in how you handle Oki's situations against Bryan. His install, opponent enhanced state, thank you. The hatchet cannot be low parried, has to be blocked and punished at minus 13. Back 1+2 is super steppable. This is his reversal. There you go, you see? You get killed, it does 1,000,000 damage. If you think he's going to do that, do a jab. It won't fuck you. Or obviously, duck. And then Incinerator is just a super dumb broken string. If he whiffs the first few hits, you can step it. But yeah, if he starts doing it in your face, -2 after the third hit, -3 after the fourth hit. Fourth hit is also delayable. Very delayable. The whole thing, -10, but can only be punished at the wall due to pushback. In the neutral, you won't punish that, unless you're like Jack or something. String is broken. Always be looking for these mind games, like first 3 hits into counter hit. Or first 3 hits into checking you. You have to see what he does, see the Bryan's patterns. But yeah, this is how you play against Bryan, and I hope it helps. So basically, have to duck this, but you don't want to because he has this and he has this. Just like low players, Claudios will scrub around with stuff like this. They'll do a low into damage for free. So, but if you duck here, that's launch punishable, obviously. When Claudio is in heat, don't ever press due to the best, arguably the best attack in the game. This is an EXDP from Street Fighter, but it's safe on block. Imagine Double Jin Samsara, but somehow even more evasive, right? And it's safe on block. When he's in heat, don't ever press a button and instead eat the free heat smash. Don't ever duck and let him just do this. This is legit how pro players dealt with this character at Esports World Cup. $1 million on the line. He's in heat, or any time he's gotten a Starburst charge, he has access to that TP. They just don't duck because of this move. Let him have his heat smash. Because you can't eat the other stuff. People don't get it. Like, this guy hits like a motherfucking truck. Like, I don't know the combos, but like, it does so much damage. This string is the most spammable shit. True mid that wall splats for 40 damage without counter hit. It just kills you. And if you block, +6. What you have to do here, it's difficult, but step left after you block the first hit. It's something to aspire to. If you don't do that, that string might as well be the best string in the game. Forward foot 3-2 is basically take a guess when he does this. But basically, this is with no charge. Looks like this. Full charge. That guard breaks, of course, and kills you at the wall. Can be stepped right. You see? Can be stepped right. But if he does the semi-charge, it will hit you. Yeah, now I get hit. This is a mix. But thankfully, no wall splat here, right? So this is just take a guess. When you're at the wall, eat his heat smash. Eat the lows. Eat the lows. Even if he's spamming, eat the lows. Because this kills you. That just kills you. That back one is just too perfect here. So just eat the lows. If he tries this, delay, -12. Mid-high, only -1. But you can duck that hit, of course. And you have to duck this. 3-2. Mid-high. This is launch. -15. This is -10. This should be -12, but it's -10. Watch out for flowcharts like this. Back one into power crush. But that's a very popular flowchart. Back one, you're gonna press, boom, wall splat. So you gotta be ready for that. So the first thing we are going to talk about is how you can't challenge him in the neutral. As soon as you're at mid-range like this, it's a losing proposition. You have to respect him, in my opinion, because he can tighten at any point in time with no consequence. This is a power crush, but if he does it from this range, you're not gonna punish most of the time because you'll be too far away. He's also constantly threatening a homing move here back to a high. It has no homing trail, but it is homing. That's funny. And note the range of this move. If he goes into Phoenix Shift here by holding forward, he's +6. And then we have Pile Driver. 22 frame startup. Mid. Note the range. Knockdown on normal hit. Counter hit launcher. Has no homing trail. You can't sidestep this move. It's also a steel pedal. Yep. It also acts as a steel pedal. And then, of course, we have a Demon Breath. That's 13 frame startup heat engager. That's safe on block. This can also be done from a crouch. We have forward 1+2. Note the range. Counter hit, 50 damage. And then we have an unblockable throw. That gives me +3, by the way. This guy's neutral is a joke. You need to beat the player. There's no counter. You need to look at what does he do. Like, try and read the patterns here in the mid-range. Try and read the patterns. Down for 1-2 has to be ducked. That has to be ducked. You have to duck that. With this character, I can only show you his options and his stuff, but beat the player, I don't know. When I see pro players try and deal with this character, when he starts flailing in heat, they take their chances with power crush. And that tells you the level of counterplay. This one is -13. Typical flowcharts looks like this. Typical flowcharts. Yeah, I don't know what to tell you, to be honest. I don't know what to tell you. Devil Jin, just like Heihachi, has a super steppable neutral. Terrible Demon Paw. Upward 4. Electric. All of this stuff, you can step to the right. Pros will do step right duck against Devil Jin. It's just because of a hell sweep. But obviously, you step left, right? It tracks to the right. So then people do step right duck because of a hell sweep. The hell sweep is the reason you duck after the step right. So that's very strong against Devil Jin. Like, Shackle is a really good move that tracks a lot to like both sides. You can't mindlessly sidewalk against Devil Jin, because Shackle will hit you. But that one, of course, is just unbelievably minus. You have a lot of time to duck, and then go in and punish. That's a punish. That's a punish. I see people duck here, and then they go like, oh my god, look how... he's so far away, he's so fucking safe. I used to do that as well. But you have plenty of time to do a long-range launcher. Down for the 1-2, you have to duck. Down for 1-4 is minus 13. Launch punishable. Launch punishable. Launch him for those. These moves are good at the wall, right? So that one you can duck. And if he does laser cannon, it's step right on the last hit. So obviously there's a little bit of a mix there. You've probably seen this. Woo! Shree! That stuff. I used to struggle with this, but you can actually fuck him up on reaction. You can launch every option on reaction. So he can do one backflip. He can do backflip into uppercut. He can do all of that into Thunder God Fist. You wait, and if he does the backflip, you react in time and punish him. If he does the 2 first hits, electric. Do a hop kick, do a launcher. Because it will punish the second hit on block, and it will interrupt the third hit. So it's an option select for the rest of the string, basically. Option select. Option select. Very did only the backflip. And you can react to that as well. He's like minus 20. General Morning Crow mix is 1, which is very plus on block. Or you can do Morning Crow 2, which is homing, right? Morning Crow, you can float with jab. This is a mix you see a lot actually from Shackle on block. Like so. Like this mix. Shackle is plus enough on block, plus 11. But if I jab here, the 2 option interrupts me. But it will float the 1 option. So like, Shackle on block is a pretty risky proposition for Devil Jin. The safest thing he can do is Shackle into the first Morning Crow 2, and he's minus 9. But now he's minus 9. If he commits here, he's minus 14 and forces crouch. So Kazuya can twin piston here. One thing to know about Dragunov is that he has very strong movement. He has above average side steps, above average backdash. So that's something to think of when you play a character that gets stepped a lot, like say Heihachi for example. His big counter button is while running 2. While running 2, you can step very easily to both sides. When I'm far away from Dragunov, I tend to move to the left, because this move has more tracking to the right than it does to the left. But when you're standing close to Dragunov, you want to step to the right mostly. This character will bombard you with like plus frames. You never want to duck this character because of this. Like back 1+2 on normal hit is just like 50 damage. So you never really want to duck the character. He wants to be at this range so that these tools work. And this tool, launch punishable low by the way, Hatchet, it's a big risk. This character is much less dangerous if you stay 1 step away from him. Hatchet will whiff. His perfect throw game will whiff. Perfect throw game. His snake edge won't launch you. All of these tools must be at this range. And back 1+2 has a bit of range, but you can make that whiff as well. What I try to do against Dragunov is I try to deny him his preferred range. I try to always be 1 step away. Do remember to always do your maximum punish on his lows, like down 2. Do your 13 frame punish. Same for full crouch down for 1. Like if you do block this, it's also minus 13. There are 2 strings you want to duck. Most importantly is this one, Like down for one. Down for one only has one follow-up, and it's down for one 4. You always want to duck that. Always. And punish them. You have to be looking for this move. This is one of the harder mid-high strings in the game to duck. It's because the startup is only 14 frames. So you have to react very quickly. But you do want to duck that. Note that a good Dragunov will mix you with this. This one. Note that a lazy Dragunov will just throw this. That's like a blue rank Dragunov. So then you want to duck that. 1-to-1 is a very good tool. Note that that is -14. That's very good for Bryan players because they can launch that. Note that his slide is launch. I see a lot of people don't launch the slide. Sneak 4. After all the nerfs, it's very steppable. So I recommend step right. Oh god. But with timing, if you're sloppy, you get tagged. Pigeon roll is... most Dragunovs will use this in Oki situations because this hits grounded. They'll use it when you're stuck in an animation, and this is because pigeon roll is always interruptible. So when he rolls like this, you can tag him before he gets his mix-up out. Never be there in the headlights when a Dragunov is in your face rolling on the ground. Just tag him. Tag him. Eddy players tend to play more defensively than people think, especially in high level. He's got a strong backdash, moves away, and then he whiff punishes, a bit like Hwoarang's back 3 with this move, down for 3. It's one of the best whiff punishes in the game. It has a ton of reach and it's a full launch. So one thing you gotta remember with this move is that it's -18. If you ever block this or see it whiffed, you have to try and launch Eddy, right? He will also use step 3-4. This is a double high keep out. So if you run into that or press into it, he will blow you up. Double high. Think of it a little bit like a can Asuka June. If you have a read, you think he'll do that, duck, and then try to punish him. Also a defensive tool he has is back 3-4. He joins the crew of characters who have a safe on block high power crush. Can be very annoying to deal with. At least it's not a heat engager anymore. But again, on a read, you can duck that and launch him. It's also very steppable. It's very linear. And then, of course, he has stances. He has like relax, down 3-4. This is where he 50-50s you. And it can get really annoying. The thing with this 50-50 is that as soon as he has you respecting this mix, it turns into a true 50-50 because that Hellsweep is homing. It just tracks so much that there's no like step option select here. But good thing to know is that you check him with a mid when he's in this stance. You're just gonna see this 50-50 so much. Hellsweep, of course, launchable. And then Heihachi and Eddy might do this. This is a mid option he has to mix you. This is -13. Make sure you punish that properly. High level Eddies might stay safe. They'll just do the first hit like this. No Eddy's -8 here, right? So he lost his turn. He'll also use headbutt. That's a wall splat knockdown. But again, -8, remember that. So try and take your turn. Could also try and launch you with 3-4. This is yet again a launch punishable move at -18. So do remember that. Up for 4 is a homing that on hit leads to mix-up. He'll do this mix-up. It's a very good move, like mid-homing, fast, beats lows as he's jumping. Just know that if you block that, he lost his turn. Eddy has a 13-frame counter launcher that's Twitch confirmable if the player is strong enough. He'll see you press into this, and then he adds 3, and it's a counter at launch. It's a very strong button at 13-frame startup. Just make sure you punish him for this. If he commits to the whole thing on your guard, he's -15. And that's a punish. I can't electric this because he's crouching. So use a mid. See, and handstand as well. He has like untechable throw that wall splats. Very annoying options. But yet again, like Xiaoyu, like check with fast mids that hit deep, very close to the ground, to try and float him out of that. But of course, you need to know a lot of frames and strings on this character. A move you can see a lot is 4-4. This is actually, on paper, like a very good string, especially when people don't know the matchup very well. This is a 13 frame startup mid. 13 frames. Boom, boom. Mid, mid. Can't duck that. Mid, mid. Safe on block, -7. And actually also a heat engager. If you don't deal with this move properly, you'll see Eddy spam this all day long. So what's the counter? Step right. Step right. Another thing you'll see Eddies throw a lot is this string. This string has a lot of variations, like a fuck ton of variations. But he can do this, and he can do this, and he can do this. Now, if you do not want to deal with these million mix-ups, it's exactly like the last string I showed you. Block first hit, step right. So step right, and you can actually float him. Note that what I'm showing you with these strings is very high-level defense. This is tough to do, but I just want to show you that it's in the game. Because if you don't do that, those strings quickly become very overbearing. Forward 3. On counter hits, it gives all of that. And if he's in heat, this legit like kills you. That's a launch, right? So that's a very powerful low for Eddy. But do know that it is -14 if you have a read. He also has forward 3-4 for huge frames. That's +5. Don't press after that move. But this move is very linear. He has a backswing blow that a lot of Eddies spam, especially in blue ranks. Remember that it's -13. From his down for 1, which is a lot of tracking, he only has one follow-up, and it's a high. To be honest, that's probably what I wanted to show you on Eddy. Fahkumram in general is just step. Most important thing, in my opinion, is ducking 3-1. Just not letting them get away with this. A lot of Fahkumrams will treat that like it's safe. Watch out for 3-4. Watch out for his gigantic range, but step him a lot. The lows are always very punishable. We're not -12. We're like -13 to 14. So that's good to remember, like heavy punish. Every time you block a low. Down for 2-3 is punishable in multiple ways. You block it, and he's -13. Can kill him for this, or block. Extremely unsafe, like extremely unsafe. As this makes, but no one uses it because no one deals with down for 2-3 properly. Very plus, but very steppable. What you have to understand about this stance is that the one button here is the you better respect me. You have to respect me now, because that one is so fast that it beats Power Crush. It beats everything basically. You have to block that. That's the only option. Yoshi can flash it. Yeah, and Azucena can backswing blow it. I'm trying to explain to people how universally this stance is supposed to work. This will interrupt Power Crush, and it will interrupt Rage Art as well. So here, block. And here he's +1. So if he jabs there, it's his turn, right? He will interrupt you. But +1 is not a whole lot. They'll try and mix you with that and the low. The low hits really hard. Like, it does a shit ton of damage. But if you guess that one, he's -13. Can also mix you with a throw. This is if you refuse to duck. The throw does a lot of damage and gives some Oki. This obviously also loses to duck. And then he has unblockable as well. This one you actually want to lab. I recommend to jab punish this on reaction. It's not difficult. But lab it. If you lab this, it's very reactable. He starts glowing, And you have quite a bit of time to just jab that. Oh shit, watch out for the guard breaks, obviously. Like, he does this, minus 12. He does this, that's a guard break, that's steppable. Very, very steppable. You know this string? Not like Bryan's Incinerator. Plus 2. Step right, the third hit. Step right. There's plenty of counterplay to Fahkumram if you just learn it. This is an unbelievably complicated matchup. To play this character, it's mastering the moveset. To play against him, it's countering that moveset. So I'm just gonna give you some key points. Feng Wei is an extremely all-around character that plays range 0 better than almost any character in the game. He has absolutely fantastic poking. The most crucial thing, in my opinion, is a lot of Feng Wei players get really, really lazy, and from this range, they start throwing down back free. Number one, you have to launch this low. This low is minus 15. Your character can most likely launch that. If he's ever lazy with a shoulder, he is launch punishable. You have to launch that. I'm gonna give you lazy Feng Wei here. Minus 10, always punish. While standing 1-2, if he finishes here, is minus 14. Back 4 is a 12 frame homing that recently got this follow-up here. This is mid-high. A lot of Feng Weis throw this like this is a safe poke. So do duck this. Do duck that. There's no mix-up to this unless Feng Wei is in heat. There's no mix-up to that unless he's in heat. Be very wary of his Kempo. This is spammed by Feng Wei players 24/7. To extend the effect of a Kempo, they will backdash into it, like this. This is to make it cover more distance. From this Kempo, a lot of players will throw this. This is Kempo free. This is minus 14. Or we're gonna do this punch, which is a heat engager. This is a high, which you can duck. If they try backswing blow, this is launch punishable. I see no one launch this, by the way. Almost no one. Launch punishable move. Not only because of his range 0 poking do you want to stay a little bit away from this character, but also if you are in range 0, he has an insane 50-50. He has a mid launcher that is safe on block. And if you are at range 0, he's also threatening you with this low. That's a launching low without counter it. That's of course launch punishable on block. But this low won't launch if you're one backdash away. It won't launch you. Again, it's a little bit with Dragunov where you do want to step away here. He's very famous for his 10 frame counter. It's a bit like Jack, you know, 10 frame panic button. The 10 frame counter it that does 44 damage. But that move is minus 12 on block. It's very good to know. Also, he has a very unique down for one, 14 frame startup, but neutral on block. This is because if you do a jab here, you'll trade with back 1, and he will get the shoulder. So do know that this is a flowchart. Another very popular flowchart is doing down 4, which is a low that's minus 11 on block, 14 frame startup, but on hit is neutral. Why is it neutral? Because of this trade. So those are things to watch out for, absolutely. Heihachi is a Mishima. That means we're looking for electric a lot. He is a character that has a pretty poor neutral. He's very linear. He's very weak to sidesteps. He has also very bad lows. So he will rely a lot, actually, on throwing launch punishable lows like down back 2. That is reactable if you're super good, but mostly people just step this. Or he'll do a single hell sweep, which is, of course, launch punishable. But first, we're gonna look at some core moves. First one, we'll look at Demon Uppercut, which is a natural hit launcher, right? This one was very abusable in Tekken 7, but in this game, step left. And that's basically what you'll be doing. It's a bit like Kazuya, you step left a lot against Heihachi. A lot. And just take your launch, basically. If you block this now, it has very little pushback compared to Tekken 7. I can actually back 1-2 here because Daviljin's 12 frame hits so far. Do your long range punish. Some characters can even launch this, so depending on the character you play. Heihachi relies a lot on electric, more so than most Mishimas, I would say. Ducking people who spam electrics is very good. Get used to the animation and try and launch him for it. If you're not comfortable doing a launch, take a fast punish like a 12 frame or a tsunami. Electric is steppable, but it requires strong timing. Strong timing. And do remember that Heihachi's single hell sweep is pseudo homing. It tracks super well to both sides. So he might try and lock you down with this or electric. Just know that both of those options will lose to step left duck. Both options lose to that, and you'll step 80% of his moveset anyway doing that. This is where Heihachi players will try and shut down your step to their weak side by using back 4. Back 4 tracks to Heihachi's weak side. And this is a knockdown wall splat mid with 18 frame startup. It's very powerful, and Heihachi has very high combo damage. If you get counter hit by this, it's gonna be so much damage and wall combo. Thing with this move though is that if he ever whiffs this move, he's minus a million. That's a punish. That's a punish. He recovers. It almost takes a second for him to recover. It's so slow. So this tracks to his weak side. So if I step left here, he tracks me. But if I step right, this hardcore loses to step right. And he's minus a million, and I can do whatever I want. If you play a character like Steve, Paul, Law, Nina, who have outrageous punishes if they catch someone back turn, you kill Heihachi on a read here. Heihachi's homing is very slow, this one. You can jab him out of that on a read. On block, it is safe. He has another homing move in back 3-3, but he has to stand so close to use that. So close. If he wants to threaten you with his flash punch, which wall splats, remember that 1-1 is -5. It's not -1 anymore. And if he's checking with down for 1, this move is -5. He can do mid-high here to go -2. The second it tracks a lot, you can obviously duck this. A lot of Heihachis, including me, will spam this. If you don't handle this move properly, it is exceptionally strong. That's unnatural for 33 damage. And it's safe at -9 with big pushback. This is so good if you don't handle it properly. Step left. Step again, step left. He can take this to an additional layer of mix-up by doing a full charge. And now he goes +1. That will tag you, right? Or he does down for 1-1. It's mind games here, but just don't let him get away with doing this over and over. It's very bad. And just stand guard against Heihachi, move towards the left. His lows are trash. Absolute trash. If he does like Wind God stance, you know, this one. A classic here is he does the throw. The throw is homing and untechable. Can obviously duck that, right? But you can also do a throw here, which will counter and be very hard to break. This will also hard counter the power crush he has in the stance. So if he does this, he will eat the throw. He can't break it. This is the most important option he has here. It's the hidden electric. If you try and jab check Heihachi here, dead. If you try and do the throw, dead. But obviously this is -10, so he gets punished. And again, you can step left guard here to beat a lot of options and then still punish him. But step right will always beat this. Always beat this. Note for that he has a very popular string extension here in 1 back to 4. That's especially rewarding at the wall. +5. +5. +5. You can't float him here. Very important to do this. Very important to float Heihachi here. But of course, when you go back to this, that option also serves as a backup for 1 back to 4. Step left into guard beats all of this. Both options. When you do get the step there, then the whole thing comes full circle again, because then he does this and he blows up that option select. So it's all about mind games, really. Another thing that's very important about this matchup is to recognize that if he does tag you with the hell sweep, he's +8. That's huge frames. And this is specifically +8 because he threatens this move, back 4. Very common frame trap. Cooldowns will use this a lot. Everyone uses this a lot. Don't even do a crouching jab here. Don't do a jab. You'll trade with back 4 and you will die. When Heihachi has comboed you, right? He blows you up like this. He's comboed you to the wall. Here, stay on the ground. Treat it like Bryan and start rolling on the ground. Try a kip up, try a toe kick, quick recovery. Anything but just simply standing up or tech rolling up, because it threatens his 2-tap potential. He'll just straight up kill you. Just like everything else on this guy, Heihachi's heat smash is also like very steppable. I should be able to step at both sides. Okay, you know what? Don't ever step right, guys. just keep stepping left, as I said. When he does land the heat smash on your guard, this one, into this mix-up, if he does the guard break, that's so fast from the heat smash frames that it will beat your power crush and it will beat your rage art. So you gotta keep that in mind. And of course, that on block will give a flash punch into wall combo. On normal hit, he gets a combo. If you have a punch parry, you can beat the hidden omen if he doesn't delay it, and the guard break. If you have a punch parry or a reversal. It's a very strong option to have here. Kazuya can punch parry this, for example. Obviously, he has options. It all comes down to mind games with this character. Also, try to play safe against Heihachi because his punishment is far above average. If you're -10 at the wall, he kills you. In the open, -12. This is exceptionally strong. Very strong punishment on Heihachi. Keeping it real, this is a character you can actually lab for, I would say, you kind of need hundreds of hours here. It's like, the problem with him is that a lot of moves look the same. And he has so many stances, so many strings, so many transitions that it's not only about accumulating an absurd amount of information that guys like me have taken in through countless Tekken games over the years. That's legacy privilege, but you need to get used to the animations. So it's one thing knowing, it's another thing reacting accordingly to the animations. That's called like muscle memory, you know, and you can recognize everything. This is arguably the most complicated matchup in the game right now due to buffs he got in Season 2. But I'm going to try and cover at least the basics here so you know what you need to know to hopefully survive at least against your average Hwoarang player online. If you ever whiff anything against a good Hwoarang player, so we're playing mid-range now, he will punish you with back 3. This is one of the best whiff punishes in the game. Very lazy Hwoarang players, and there are quite a few, they will actually try and 50-50 you with this. Up close, they'll do a low, like down 3-4 for example, and they're gonna mix this with this launching mid. This move is -19 on block. You have to launch this move. If you try and bum rush Hwoarang here at mid-range, know that he has very strong keep out with down for 2. He has a generic down for 2, and he has orbital. These are strong keep out buttons, so you have to be a little bit cautious. If you are at mid-range, know that he can at any moment do a manual motion switch into Dragon Lash. from this range, if you backdash, if you sidestep, if you press a button, this will most likely tag you. You can try and float Dragon Lash if he's very obvious with it, but it's very, very risky. Just know that. That's a very good button. And it's also +1 on block, setting up his offense. Because he does have a 10-frame jab from right foot forward. That's +2 on block. If Hwoarangs are lazy, they'll go up front in your face and do down 3-4 and duck that on a read and launch him. Note that this low has very poor tracking and you can't step it both sides. One thing you must know about this low, however, is that you have to be very fast in your punish of it. I just tried to Fisherman slam punish here, right? I have a read, I duck it. I tried to Fisherman, but he can power crush very quickly. You have to be very fast. And if you play online and add quite a bit of lag to this, it is very hard to punish. To the point where a lot of people with lag, they'll resort to a faster punish than a 15 frames. Just to make sure they beat that power crush. Note that Hwoarang up close has the most absurd frames in the game. He also has absurd whiff recovery. If you duck like this move, any flamingo jab, they recover at lightning speed and you will not be able to whiff punish him. Watch out for backlash, super plus on block, homing. So again, you can't step this. Obviously very duckable, quite slow, but it's very hard to punish, especially online. He recovers so quickly. When I play online, I never try to launch this anymore. I do while standing 4, because typically I play with 50 MS when I play ranked, so it's a little bit of lag. So I take this, it's an easy punish, and I get +5. If you want a super brain dead option, I would just do a dick jab. Like if on reaction, dick jab. Another good option someone recommended to me is doing a throw. Very easy, and it's unbreakable. Like it's because he's power crushing, so he cannot break this. So it's a hard counter. 12 frame startup. Another thing we have to talk about is the season 2 garbage cheese, which is this move. He'll do it from this ridiculous low. He'll do it from anything really that puts him in right flamingo. Just he'll cycle this. This move is +4 on block. Block this move, step right into a block. So block this move, step right into a block, and see what he does. Don't do anything. Step right, see what he does. If he does flamingo jab, you won't be able to do it in time because he has broken recovery, but try to jab punish or start jab checking him. He has to at least block now. So either punish with jab or take your turn. A lot of Hwoarangs they'll do this launcher. That's -14. Bryan gets jet upper, take a big punish. A lot of them will do this. That's a low, but will track to that side. But just eat that low. Just eat that low, take it. If he does power crush, you'll be able to step the power crush. An annoying thing is that down 3-4 will track here. That's very annoying. It's due to him being +4. If he wasn't +4, this would be steppable. So that's annoying, but just eat the down 3-4. You can try a step right crouch to beat that, but then the mid launcher is gonna fuck you. This move is also a blender on block while setting 1-4 because he's neutral. So he's threatening you with Flappy. He's always threatening you with Flappy here when he's in right flamingo. Because I don't know why this move is neutral on block. Flappy is 8 frame startup. So you kind of have to respect him. Hwoarang is just blender on block. Not on it. It's blender on block. You block this move, just respect him and see what he does. Step right, see what he does, see if you can counter. Block down back 4, low, poke, that's -1 on block, blender on block, see what he does. Because if you try and punish this, Flappy will launch you. Flappy will launch you. So he might do that, and again you're in the blender on block. So you have to see what he does. If you try and dick jab here to beat the Flappy, this will jump over your dick jab. Yeah, low parries are strong against Hwoarang. To beat this, and to beat the low. Low parries are strong. Just gotta demonstrate this quickly. So for example, here, I have my read on the low. I try and punish. Even at while standing 4 here, he launches me, right? So wait out the entire Flappy and launch him. Annoying thing here, of course, is that there's layers to the blender. What if he does this, right? So there's layers to the blender. So you need to see the Hwoarang players' patterns. However, a very, very important thing to know is that this move that we just talked about and this move that we just talked about, if you're in rage, Rage Art is a punish here, because he's one of the few characters in Tekken 8 who can't block while in stance. This is a punish. He has no option to beat that, and he cannot block. So if you're in rage and he's trying to pressure you with these bullshit moves, Rage Art. At the wall, a Hwoarang player will try and land like something like this on counter hit, or just flowchart this. He has a lot of countered buttons, but specifically right foot forward, down for 4, will on counter hit give this into a wall splat. So counter hit mid into high, high. Very, very classic flowchart. Make sure to duck that. When Hwoarang is in heat, you can never press a button ever again. A good Hwoarang player can actually hit confirm a 10 frame standing right punch into launch. That's a countered launch. He can also do this low on counter hit. I just explained to you how dumb this low is. That counter hits into 70% of your health bar. In short, wait for the next patch. Hopefully there are nerfs. Yeah. Jack plays much of a 2D game, and this is because he's got a fuck ton of reach. A fuck ton of reach due to like very, very long arms. Huge fucking arms. This is penalized though in that like the lateral game, the 3D portion of the game, like sidestepping, he's very bad at that. And you'll notice with pro Jack players in that instead of sidestepping, they throw panic buttons like forward 2 or power crush. They do this a lot. They try and parry you with Gamma Howl parry. If you play a character that has a big buff, if people can't sidestep, like Kazuya, Heihachi, super nice for you. Just remember that range and look for this 10 frame panic button, because if he does get this counter hit, like it really hurts. Like it really hurts, and it's 10 frame startup. But do remember that it's like -12 on block. -12 on block. But Power Crush is safe on block, so this one you have to kind of duck on a read. And Gamma parry, -13. It's nice if you have good throw breaks, because he has a launching 2-button command throw. Tombstone pile driver, sit down tombstone pile driver is a 1+2 break. This is yet another 2 break. Of course, looking for 1 pile driver, that's a 1 break. So good throw breaks is really good to have against Jack, especially as these have long range. Again, I told you about his grab range. It's the best in the game. What you need to know about his Gamma Howl stance is that like dick jab is really good against it. He has no lows in it. If he does the mid, he loses his turn. He's -9. If he does this kick, that's plus. Duck and launch that. Most of them just spam this. Duck and launch that. He can do a Giga's old overkill throw. Hopefully you can break that, you know. This is the rare stance throw in Tekken 8 that's not untechable. 1+2 to break that. This move is something you want to watch out for. this is a plus 11 high, right? When he's in heat, most jacks will mindlessly do this. Guard break into 10 frame heat smash. So this is two things to watch out for. When this character is in heat, he has a 10 frame heat smash. 10 frames. Fastest heat smash in the game. And most jacks will just fucking spam this. So again, it's a high. You can't duck it. When we are in heat, we'll try and guard break into this. Gamma Howl 2. Guard break guarantees the heat smash. The guard break is a high. Duck that. This move. Forward 3-4. He'll do this into Gamma Howl. If he doesn't Gamma Howl, he's minus 11. With forward 3-4, with Gamma Howl, he's at minus 3. Okay? But if this hits, he gets a guaranteed crouch throw. You especially have to watch out for this shit when he has you at the wall. Basically, he'll launch you. Huge damage on Jack, by the way. Takes you to the wall. And after the wall combo, when you wake up at the wall and he's in heat, if he lands this on you now, you're dead. This does 64 damage, and with a follow-up combo, this is 110 damage. You just lost that round. So when you wake up against Heat Jack, do not crouch under any circumstance. Also, he can threaten a wall-splatting throw here. I don't know the combo, but that can also like kill you. So that's a 1+2 break. There's also a second counter to this throw. If you miss the throw break, there's a just frame block here where when you come down, on the exact frame it connects, press back, tap back, and you can actually block this. That's also good to know. Obviously hard to do, so you do want to rely on the initial throw break, 1+2. This homing, always punish. I see too many people think this is safe. Minus 13, punish that. Also, don't let Jack players get away with this. This is minus 18 on block, but it has so much pushback. This pushes me back so far, but my 18 frame punish with Bryan whiffs. And obviously I can't shut upper. So here it's like Mach punch. Again, don't play 2D here. A lot of people think this move is broken due to the pushback, but it's like, it has no tracking to either side. And Jack is dead. It's one of those characters where it's like, beat the player rather than the character, because he has an option for any situation, and all of those options will be strong. But important things to look at in Season 2 is that this move is now unsafe. This move has been safe for 25 years now, so a lot of people still don't understand that it's unsafe. So if he ever finishes this string, take your minus 10, punish. Same for up for 2. Take your minus 10, punish. Something to look for is down for 1-4 and 2-4, and this is where I do homework. Duck this, duck this. Don't let a Jin player pressure you at the wall with like 2-4 into Zen mix-up. And don't let him do down for 1-4 into Zen mix-up. Electric and Demon Paw and Hell Sweep, these are the classic legacy Mishima tools, the Mishima side of Jin, regular Jin. That stuff, you step to the right. Even CD1 now can be stepped to the right. Mostly you step to the right, but he has tools to tag you there because he's very all-round. Down for 2 is a very long-range mid that will tag you like either sidestep. So that's something to look out for. Don't let Jin players mindlessly do this. A lot of people flowchart this. Duck and launch him for that. Down for 2-4 is minus 12 on block. Very important to remember. If Jin is in heat, just respect him until this move is out of the way. Because that move is just perfect. Or with good timing, try and step him to the right a little bit. See if you can make the heat smash whiff. But mostly, play very cautious. Especially when you have your back towards the wall, because this move is so dumb. A lot of Fujin Jins will flowchart stuff like this. they will do moves that go into Zen, and then they'll do a Samsara. But that is minus 16, but Samsara is better than Devil Jins. He can do it from a manual Zen as well, with super fast startup. You have to launch Samsara. If you do not, the risk reward of this move is atrocious for you. He has a 50-50 with Ford 3. That launches you, and it is minus 3 on block. A lot of Jins will do this to get +1 on you. Not gonna lie, I do this as well. Again, this recovers so quickly, but this is actually not a punish here. That's a punish. You have to be like super fast. If someone is dive kicking like this, you can sidestep that, right? Did you see how it tagged me? There's almost an RNG effect to dive kick. Specifically, I think when you step left, in that depending on the frame of that animation, when you start stepping, he can tag you. So yeah, keep it to step right. Of course, while running free into Zen mix-up is very popular now. I'm not very afraid of this mix-up. If we do this, minus 14, take your punish. Quite a few Jins will flowchart this. They'll cancel the second hit of this string into an electric. Duck that and launch him. I can't tell you how many Jins do that. And it's so brain rot. It's so bad. Duck that and launch him. Fuzzy actually against this mix-up works surprisingly well. Most Jins, they'll do this with no delay timing. They'll do the mid as ASAP, or they're gonna do the high ASAP, or they do the low ASAP. You can fuzzy this mix. So I stand guard for a few frames, and then I drop into a crouch in time to block the low. And yeah, you can beat that. Great players will play around with delay timing, of course, but if they delay, you can sidestep. So that's good to know. They'll do this wall combo. It's very popular now. That is super powerful if you play into it. So here, there, you just want to stay on the ground. If you do anything but stay on the ground, the back three will hit you, and then he'll go into Zen and mix you. So stay flat on the ground. I've had the privilege of playing against a couple of very strong June players, strong defense lately, but most of the time they're very low on fundamentals. They're gonna throw a lot of can-can. This is, again, the best keep-out button in the game. You want to stand like a few steps away and take advantage of the fact that when they can-can, Asuka and June will actually move towards you, not away from you. Back three goes away from you. Can-can goes towards you. If you crouch from a few steps back, you can actually fuck them up pretty hard from a crouch. But you have to try and bait can-cans. Like, play very careful. Try and do attacks where you're plus, where typically a scrub might throw a can-can, or a June might throw a can-can, and try and bait it. It's very safe. It's a low 14 frame counter hit launcher, but safe on block. You have to duck that. Obviously, if she does a forward 2, she's minus 18. She's launch punishable. Has a follow-up now to make that safe though. But outside of heat, this is a heat engager. When she is in heat, this makes it safe, right? But she has time though to now take a launch, because now when she's in heat, if she notices this hits, she just holds forward and she hit confirms a launch. She has a projectile. Watch out! That's steppable, but still, it's a projectile with 13 frame startup, like a down forward 1. But most Junes, they'll just try and mix you up with like pretty gimmicky strings. I'm not saying they're bad, but it's a bit gimmicky. So it's like 1-2-2, like this, and she'll go into a mix-up where most Junes will do this, safe on block heat engager, jumping double kick, or they're gonna do they'll try and tag you with a house sweep. This one. That's launch punishable on block. It's a pretty annoying mix-up, but to beat this, you can duck the third hit here. can duck that hit, or you take a guess on the mix-up, basically. If you fail to duck that hit, you're going to guess between Hell Sweep and that safe mid. So same mix from 1-1. Significantly slower though. We have a throw mix here as well. But this you can break. This is not an untechable throw. Launching throw from crouch, watch out. 1+2 break. Has 2 break as well, just like Asuka. Down for 2-3. This is a very powerful kick. Down for 4. Note that this is -14. No one ever punishes this. -14. But counter at launch. And then there's a million other strings we could get into, but I think it's gonna be overkill. But most June players are not good Tekken players. Exploit how weak their defense is. Exploit that. He's basically a Oki ground game setup-oriented character that is looking to knock you down, and then when you're grounded, threaten a steel pedal to get you to stand back up, and then when you stand back up, during your animation where you get back up, be that a tech roll or you just standing back up, trying to 50-50 you with, say, a mid launcher, or yet again the Hell Sweep, which is a low knockdown, into yet again resetting the same situation. This is known as the Vortex, like the blender. He has very poor poking, so at range 0, he's not a good character. He blocks a lot at range 0. He doesn't really have panic buttons. He, however, can throw a Scourge, so that's a low countered launcher, to try and catch you doing a high. Because if you do like a mid, you're gonna check him here. To deny Kazuya this opportunity, check him with mids. At the mid range here, a Kazuya player will move around a lot, and he will check you with electric. He'll use this as keep out, and as an offensive button. That's a high that you can step. You can step it to both sides if you have very strong timing. But against Kazuya, you're always walking towards the left. And then he'll also, in the mid-range, he will threaten you with Devil Fist. This is a heat engager that's -9 on block. It's a very, very strong move. This can also be stepped to the left, but to step this to the left, you need very strong timing. If you want to do an easy step on this, you step to the right. But now you run the risk of getting tagged by the electric, because with the electric, it's the opposite. Step left is the easy step, step right is a hard step. That's his mid-range, but if you want to stay safe, I do recommend just blocking. The classic mix-up is forward 3, mid-launcher, and again, knockdown low, Hell Sweep. If you step left, you beat these attacks. Step left beats 90% of Kazuya's move list. Just step left. If you are also afraid of Patricide Fist, it's a very good move. It has no tracking to either side, so step left, step left, step left, step left, and then when you've stepped left, step left, step left yet again, right? Kazuya can try and shut this down by doing back 4 homing. A lot of high-level players will try something like step left duck. This is risky though, and requires exceptional timing. Stuff like this is very hard to do, but I just want to tell you that it's there. A high-level Kazuya player can gamble literally his entire health bar to try and get you from not stepping left by wave dashing into Demon God Fist. To shut that down. But he's gambling his entire health bar, because this move is -18. It is not -12. This move is not abolishing fist. It is not down for 2. This move is very easily launchable even by Mishima players at -18. Kazuya's best counter hit, and another way of shutting you down from stepping left, is throwing down for 2. It's a very fast homing button at 14 frames. It's also a counter hit launcher. Does a lot of damage. Even if we can't do perfect electric follow-up, most Kazuyas can do the patricide route, and you're looking at 80 damage. It hits very hard. But again, you have to punish this move. So, -12. You know, make him pay for ever attempting that. Make him pay. Hell Sweep, you have to launch, obviously. If you block the second hit, you can yet again launch Kazuya. And yet again launch him. Should you block this, he's minus 16. If a Kazuya ever finishes Flash Punch, he's minus 17. You have to launch that. I would pressure him a lot. Kazuya players, they're a sitting duck at range 0. I would just pressure. Test his defense, just... His poking is bad. If a Kazuya player knocks you down, step 1 to me is just stay on the ground. Just stay on the ground and see what he does. Most Kazuya players will not adjust and do a steel pedal. Intermediate Kazuya players in Fujin rank, they'll just do something like that. So in my opinion, stay on the ground. Don't tech roll. Do not tech roll against this character. Another great option, toe kick. Fantastic option. Fantastic option. Hold forward. Quick recovery. Fantastic option. Fantastic option that catches a lot of Kazuya players off guard. Boom, +3, right? +3 if I get that on him. Don't be the guy that's getting hell swept. And I'm so sorry, I see this from so many blue rank players. It's just, for you guys, like, you're just mashing tech roll without thinking. You're just mashing tech roll. A lot of Kazuyas, like, they'll pretty mindlessly throw keep out electrics, like, stay away from me. Practice reacting to that animation and punishing him. You'll be able to react and launch every time. Every time. Don't let them get away with that. Some people struggle with this string. Down for 3, 2, 1. This one. Yeah, most people who play against me, they do this option select. This one. Very popular. The second and third hit, the third hit is so slow to come out, but you can just beat everything here. But you can step this on reaction. Like, I've done it in matches. But it is a bit tricky, for sure. Punch parry, power crush, and then, to be honest, trying to interrupt him. I would do dick jab here. I would do dick jab. Do a dick jab on reaction. Oh, and this move, duck that. Duck that. Mid-high. 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 Duck those. To be honest, I don't know why I'm giving you so much information. Step left, you win. In short, if you want to beat a blue rank Kazuya, step left all the time. When he knocks you down, don't tech roll. Be methodical in how you get back up again. And then bomb rush him with pressure. Bomb rush him. Boom, you win. King has a very weak backdash. Very weak backdash. So in terms of defense, King players will actually use down for 2 as a panic button to try and confirm into this counter at launch. We're gonna look at 2 moves specifically here. We're gonna look at down for 2-1 and 4-2-1. Every time you see that initial down for 2, you have to duck, just in case he throws it out mindlessly. A good King player will try and twitch counter it confirm, but down for 2. The King players you guys go up against in Fujin rank, they'll just throw that out. Always duck. Always duck that. 4-2-1, always duck that. A King player can try and mix 4-2-1 with this. Like, if you try and duck, you know, 4-2-1, he can do this, right? If you crouch and that hits, that's a natural, right? And now he's launched you. You're gonna eat a full combo. But this is risky because if he does the whole thing, he's minus 15. That's launch punish. A lot of King players, high-level Kings, will therefore end here at minus 13 and go like, well, maybe I can get a mid-check on him. But now I'm gonna show you a cool punish. Both of these options you can destroy because this jails on block. Me as a Kazuya player, as soon as I block and I see the second hit connect, I'm gonna mash the 1 button. Oh. Twin piston, I'm just mashing now. I get a flash punch now. Twin piston. Flash punch. Twin piston. I'm just mashing the one button. Flash punch. Twin piston. This move jails on block, but it means that you can mash your punish to option select. Both options. A king player that is spamming muscle armor, this is very common. Throw. Hard counter. Throw is hard counter to muscle armor. Or of course a low, but throw is very good. 12 because of 12 frame startup. It's very fast. If a king is Jaguar sprinting towards you, this mix-up is a true 50-50 online. Because online, with lag, online latency, you can't react to a 23 frame RKO. As soon as I see king sprinting towards me, I just throw him. I don't even try and guess this mix-up anymore. I don't care. I'll just throw you. Obviously, this is a scary proposition because king can... He can have plus frames into it, right? He has the one option, which is very fast, but I don't give a shit. I'm so tired of trying to guess that 50-50 that I try and interrupt with a throw. But of course, it comes down to mind games in the end. When king is very close to you, he threatens the best throw game in the game. These are, and strong poking, I have to say. These are very strong options. So stay away from this guy, especially when he's in heat. Now he has homing throws. So you're in the kill zone here. So you want to stay a little bit away from this character. In the mid-range, most king players are giga lazy. They run into a Shining Wizard, or they're gonna do this move from far away. This move is very steppable to both sides. It's very steppable. Or on a read, I can twin piston that. But know that it has no tracking, and Shining Wizard has no tracking. Your default break should be 1. Giant Swing is it's his scariest throw. And when you see a king running into a throw, 1+2 break. Top tier king players will run into Giant Swing, right? But now we're talking high level. And like if he tries arm break, chain throw on you, go for the 2 break. Because most of them will go for rolling death cradle. So that's a 2 break. And if he does standing heel hold, I recommend 1+2 break just to make sure you don't eat King's Bridge because it's 1,000,000 damage. So if he goes for this one, like the screwdriver route, this is legit a mix-up. The entire chain can be performed either through 1 break inputs or 2 break inputs. This is 50-50. But it has multiple key moments where you can reverse it. But it's gonna be a mix between 1 or 2. You can be a pretty good Tekken player and lose to a Kuma player. This is due to the perfect storm of him being unbelievably unorthodox, but is also very rare. So you never get the opportunity to practice this matchup. But one thing you need to know is that Kuma, as the only character in the game, has a very, very messed up hurt box. So this is for you connecting attacks on him. So torso hurt box is here, but the leg hurt box is further back towards away from you. So this means that lows will whiff like this. They won't whiff against other characters, but against Kuma they will whiff. They block a jab or a poke, and then they do 1 backdash, and 90% of lows will now whiff. So they don't have to, backdash and try and guess, is it mid or low, whatever. They just back away, and they know they can just stand guard, and they're out of trouble. You're gonna be even 99% of players out there who don't know this, do a low, it whiffs, and then you get launched by this, which is an infinity reach whiff punish launch. He has multiple lows that are safe on block. Full crouch down for 1 is safe on block. So many people try and punish this. This low? This is -4 on block and chips for 1,000,000. Note for damage, right? This is -4. And again, people will try and take their turn. People will try and punish and get killed. This is a classic flowchart. Note that power crush is minus 13 by Boy. No matter if he goes into stance or not, it is minus 13. When he's lying on the ground, he can do that. He can do that to tag you with a low. You have to be very ready for that. Kuma players will annoy the shit out of you with stuff like this. He can also roll and now threaten a mid. So if he's on his belly, it's a low. If he's on... Oh, sorry. If he's on his back, he's gonna threaten a mid. He has a 10-frame counter at launcher that's hit confirmable. Very, very strong. Looks like this. So if he just mashes it out, minus 16. If he stops at 2 hits, minus 15. Still a launch punishable. You have to know that. When he's in hunting bear stance, he now threatens you with a real 50-50. There's no counterplay really to this. When he goes down here, you are guessing between this mid. It's a homing knockdown mid that wall splats. Minus 7 on block. And this throw that is untackable. So this is take a guess. But if you do get the duck on the throw, you'll launch him, you know. He's also threatening you, obviously, with a guard break. Anything that goes into roll, he has a launch punishable mid that will launch you. They'll typically mix that with, with this guard break, that one, into wall splat. Low parry this string, 2-1-3. You want to low parry that? Yeah, to be honest, that's my Kuma crash course. Hope it helps. Lars is good at poking. Lars is good at panic buttons. Lars is very good at rushdown. He can literally just alternate between stances constantly and just try and mix you up with stance transition. Lars players, more than any other character, will throw launch punishable lows constantly. Down back 1-3, down back 4, down 1+2, hell sweep. All of these are launch punishable, and they do them 24/7. Low, 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 and I don't know why. They could do this, but no, they want to take huge risks all the time. Make sure to duck those, make sure to kill him for that. Also, make sure to watch out for this. This is #1 Lars flowchart at the moment. 2-1 on block. Into orbital. Believe it or not, but this can beat a lot of down for the ones. If you see this, step right. Step right in general is very good versus Lars. Say he does like flip bullshit stuff, whatever, like step right is good. Another classic mix-up is like they'll do this move on block and then he goes into shit entry here, and they'll try and tag you with this mid, or they'll do this, or they'll do this low. This is fuzzy guardable if they don't delay their timing. But if they delay their timing, sidestep left beats almost everything here. So with delay timing, sidewalk left, if they don't use delay timing, fuzzy guard the mix-up. Do stand guard into a crouch guard, and you'll beat all options. He's too safe. His G-Clef 1-1-1 is minus 12. Arc Blast is minus 13. Shit entry free is minus 13. Everything is minus 12. The best low is minus 12. Minus 12. Downward 1 free is minus 12. Downward 1 free is minus 12. Everything is minus 12 basically. He's very safe. He very rarely gives you a 13, 14, 15 opening. So again, downward 1-1 is obviously duckable. Downward 1-1 free, minus 12. Downward 1 free, minus 12. Remember 12 when it comes to Lars. 1-4 is a classic. Try and low parry that if you can. It's a classic. Please launch this. Please launch that. Don't ever let them get away with this. If a Lars player feels cornered, he has his back towards the wall, he will 100%, I shit you not, and just wait for this, he'll do that. Every fucking time. Oh, I'm cornered. Just wait for it and launch him. Just wait for it. #1 thing to look out for is like one of the best down for twos. -7 on block. It's got long reach. It tracks very well to both sides. You don't really step low due to slide being like homing pretty much. He also has this button, which is a long range homing. So I don't really sidestep against low. So here you see the tracking. This is me stepping both sides. Yeah, just good luck. So that's why I don't step low. You have to find your biggest punish. Kazuya can Fuji Nuraken into very heavy damage, like very heavy damage. So you want to know your big punish. While stunning 2, don't let them mix you with this. This is minus 18. If they ever do while stunning 1-2, even pro low players will sometimes just mindlessly throw this out. Safe on block, but mid-high. Mid-high. You have to duck that. When he does a standing 4 into backflip, he's neutral, basically, -1. If he does any other backflip, so backflip, 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 any other backflip, he is universally -14. So what is your biggest 14 frame punish? That's the one you want to use right there. And also, don't ever let a low player do dumb flowcharts like 1-1-2, down 2-3. This move, down 2-3, you always have to launch that. Because otherwise, you know, you're gonna let players who are crap at the game beat you. Starts with a special mid or special low, like a dick jab, right? And it's a counter launcher, like 11 frame startup. If you don't launch that, like, yeah, good night, sir. Arguably the best panic button in the game, if you don't launch it. Low also has a launching throw, 4-4-3-4. You have to break this. If you see this animation, it's a 1 break. I'm a dragon. If you see 2 arms, it's always 1+2. Right? It's always 1+2. You have to break this throw, because if you don't, he's gonna launch you and combo you. Also, 3-4 is high, duck that. Back 4-3 is mid-high, duck that. Gotta duck that. 4-3, duck that shit. Legend kick is a high. Don't let them loop that mindlessly. 2 button from DSS is a high. Forward 1 is now -11. Make sure you punish that. Very important to punish that. Low hits you with down back 3, and when he does down for 3 poke. I think 90% of lows, if they hit you with down back 3, they will do down 4-3. So when you get hit by that, try ducking. See if he's one of those low players. He probably will be, and then kill him. Dragon Hammer is his best counter tool. If this hits you on block, don't do anything. He can do while sending 4 into DSS. It's pretty scary stuff. If they do this as keep out, it's very popular. If it whiffs, kill him. If it's on block, it's -12. If he mindlessly throws this out, kill him. Kill him. He can, of course, stop at simply 3-4. This can be option selected. Option select, right? I just launched you. He stopped. Flash punch. Nunchuck. Outside of heat. -13. Make sure you punish. If he's in heat, it's now -8. Low in heat is kind of broken. Watch out for 10 frame counter launcher. That's confirmable. 10 frame confirmable launcher. It's a bit like Hwoarang. You can't really press into him. When low is in heat, like, be really careful. Very dangerous character once he's in heat. The first thing you want to do is basically recognize that he's a bit like Asuka when it comes to like active defense. Or if not, like the best character in the game when it comes to like keep out. Back 4 is super deadly. He has a down for 2 as well. But like back 4 can also go into Hitman. If he goes into Hitman, he takes a step back after it, making it harder to whiff punish. He can also very quickly transition into a Hitman step to try and tag you with Hitman 2 if you fail some form of whiff punish. He's also sort of like a wall when it comes to playing any type of aggression into him, because he's one of the characters with a safe power crush. He's the only character in the game with an 11 frame countered launcher. His Magic 4 is a launcher. It has to be stressed again, that's an 11 frame countered launcher. Only character that can do that. You have to respect that. And you have to respect that from a standing jab, also 10 frames, he can do 2-2. This is hit confirmable into 2-2-3. So again, if he stays here, he's minus 13. Most people don't take a punish there because we're so afraid of this kick, which is delayable. And minus 3 on block, but that's a high. It can be ducked. But yeah, this gets really, really disgusting, like at the wall. Say I counter it here with this 10 frame. Oh, sorry. Like that's guaranteed. You know, it's over half your health bar from a 10 frame. Anytime you want to press into him, you're dealing with the most potent counter hit utility in the game. He has a counter hit launching low that is ultra evasive. This can even go under mids. Oh, it's launch punishable, but this can go under a lot of mids even. Counter hit launching low. If he blocks anything that's minus 10, he kills you. He can do 47 damage if he does blazing kick there. He can kill you. He also has very strong like space control. He can do 1+2, this mid, which is a +2 on block if he goes into Hitman. This is a mid counter hit launcher with very decent range. So yeah, how do we beat Lee? I just explained all of that because I want to explain to you how bad it is to mash into a Lee player. You really have to understand that it's problematic. So how do we beat him? By not mashing into him. You really want to play like fundamental core Tekken against Lee. Test his matchup knowledge. If you have a character that's very tricky, that's heavy on mix-ups, use those, see if he knows the matchup. But outside of that, you want to be very careful like when you press into him. You want him to try and press more into you, in my opinion. Just do a stand guard and then have Lee players start throwing stuff like this. Or slide. All of this is very, very punishable. Very bad options if he wants to try and start mixing you up. He really takes a punishment on his offense due to his strong defensive stuff. Very well-designed character. You refuse to duck me. God damn it. Launch punishable. Launch punishable. Minus 13. Can try and do this low, but it's just not that good due to being -1 on hit. But that one's -12. And then say you duck a lot. Well, now Lee has to take risks to try and launch you. If you duck a lot, he needs to do a hop kick. That's -13. Or he needs to do this. And I don't find his poking to be that good. It's a solid character for sure, but I would say try and mix him up. Don't mindlessly mash into him. Have a Lee player take risks. Wait for the Lee player to get flustered and start throwing lows that are trash, in my opinion. That's how you beat a Lee player, by playing strong core Tekken. Leo is very all-round. Leo has multiple stances. Leo can do anything. Leo is very high damage. Leo is a very strong character. Has a little bit of like short limb problem, in my opinion, so that if you're a backdash away, it's a pretty safe distance. Hell Sweep has a bit stubby reach. It's a bit stubby reach. Find down for one to be a little bit stubby. Note that this character is very all-round, so this character will obviously still threaten you from any range. I'm just trying to give you something here. Down for 2 is -13. Make sure to punish that because it's a very long-range move. True mid-launcher. Launches crouching. Remember that Bok 2 is an AOP panic button launcher that's safe. You heard that right. Stop trying to punish this. This is actually safe. They can mix this with Bok 3-4, which is -13. Try and punish this hard. 50% of any given Leo match is them doing this. And they do that because no one deals with it. So, +9, right? Mid-mid. And then take the mix. And that mix is very much in Leo's favor. What you have to do here is step this, but no one steps this outside of pro players. So, block the first hit, step left. You have to do that. But no one does that, so Leo players just keep cycling that. This is how Leo players get like gigantic comebacks. They're low on health, they stand like this, they have their back towards the wall. They do this throw, again 12 frame startup. You have to break this 1+2. they mindlessly throw this when they have their back towards the wall, because it does that. Wall splats you. Note the damage. When this character lands this throw on you, it's half your health bar. So remember to look for that throw. Remember to look for that throw in that situation. They will do it. This string is spammed in the neutral. Perfectly safe. Perfectly safe. This low is spammed. This is minus 13. This low is spammed because it has a lot of range, and also because on counter it is very powerful. That's guaranteed. Also, this low is broken. Evasive, very chunky, unseeable low, +5, huge damage. Counter it launcher, actually. Picks up. Only -12. This low is broken. Like, straight up broken. So something to watch out for. Number one thing is that a lot of Leroy players will rotate a lot of highs that are very strong. This is like +9 on block. This homing is +9 on block. This is +7 on block. And this is a low that's mix-up on block. Almost like a Devil Jin player, they just constantly threaten you with lows and highs. So don't be afraid to duck quite a bit. They also throw down forward 3-2. Again, very duckable, very punishable. So actually against Leroy players, I try to stand a little bit away and duck and just see what they do. Because obviously they can orbital you. But his orbital doesn't have that much range, right? He can threaten you with a demon paw, but that's -13. So ducking from distance is not that bad. Ducking in general is not that bad to just see if he's one of those players. One thing to note is that his down for 2, if he lazily does it, is -18. -18. You must punish that. Back 1+2, but 12 frame counter it launcher. Crucial tool due to 12 frame startup. This is -10. Gotta punish. Hard to do, it's very fast, but gotta punish. They will mindlessly throw this low, right? +5 into Hermit on hit. On block, you see, I tried to punish with Tsunami. You see this? Yeah. Leroy is one of the lucky few characters with a low that's a mix on block. So most Leroys will Sabaki here with Hermit 1 to fuck you up, right? So here, it's very good to know that a throw is hard counter if they do that. Because the throw will counter them. Leroy players will inevitably always end rounds with 3-3. 3-3. Mid-low, -14. Just watch them. As soon as you're 1 HP, this is coming, by the way. So just wait for it. Either low parry that or block and punish. Down for 3-1 can be an annoying string. Has a low. I mean, you can fuzzy this. But again, you can duck the second hit. In Hermit, the orbital is neutral. Remember that. Yeah, it's very strong Sabakis, very strong parry and back 2. Back 2 can parry anything. It can even parry weapons. You can obviously bait it and punish it. You can bait that. He can also do this from his Hermit stance. So that's good to know. Hermit also has a built-in low parry. So you can never check Hermit with lows. Here he gets +16 and he can kill you. A lot of Leroys will do Hermit this option. Pretty mindlessly. This is -13. Oh, no, sorry, it's -14. In terms of mids, just watch out for orbital, I'd say. And orbital is -8, so once you've blocked orbital, take your turn. And again, as soon as he does machine gun punches, you're looking at high attacks. If he finishes, he's -17 here. So this is not sidestep 1+2, this is 1+2. If he finishes there, he's launch. Not gonna lie, this is one of my worst matchups. First thing to note is that she'll do this move into stance, like 4-4-2 into stance. It's a very fast long-range mid-check that you're looking to step. So she's very linear, Lidia. If you know what you're doing and you know her animations and moves, she's very steppable. And she's a risky character. This low is shit. It does something on counter hit, but you know, it says -11 here, but she goes into stance. That's launch punishable. Very punishable lows. They're not -12, like -13, -14. Launch punishable. Make sure to dumpster those lows. This character is basically a 50-50 machine. Basically, she goes into heat. She'll go into heaven stance. And you're going to guess between super damaging, unblockable, and you'll be guessing, will she do this mid that blows you up? So wall splat from a million miles away, 44 damage. And you saw how hard this unblockable hit. This is a true 50-50. When she's in heat and she is bulldozing you with this stuff, even if you block here, it's +6, and she'll put you in the same blender again. This is Lidia's strength in Tekken 8. Once she pops heat, you just have to wait it out. You gotta, if she's bum rushing you on block, you just have to guess right. Sorry, that's all there is to it. Guess right. If she tries and punish you, like whiff punish you or keep out with 3-2, that's a double high. Another important move for her is back 1. It's probably her best move. +2 on block heat engager. Long range mid. But again, sidestep is your best friend. It is your best friend, right? Full crouch sweep is launch punishable. Like, she's very punishable, man. Like, if people knew this matchup, she's very honest. Outside of heat. Heat is bullshit, but everything else, like, it's very, very honest, straightforward. Sure, the stance mix-up can get a bit annoying with all of her options. Is it that stance? That's low. Oh my god, do I love that low. Lidia's. -14, right? But we use it because it's unnatural. Like so, for 30 damage. But yeah, that's something you want to get a read on and punish. Most Lidias are very predictable in how they try to mix you. This is about as far as I can go in the Lidia matchup, but those are some key points to take with you at least. So wait for it to spam heat and then start guessing. But yeah, sidesteps, punish, etc. Lili players are typically very defensive players. They're very skilled Tekken players. This is due to the nature of the character is being defensive. She has the best sidestep in the game and a strong backdash, but it's also the fact that she has incredible reach. If your character is vulnerable to sidestepping, Lili will typically be one of your worst matchups, if not your worst matchup. You want to stay very safe against this character. She'll be able to step things no other character can step. You have to remember that, so be very cautious. And anytime you are doing something that's unsafe, no pushback will help you because she has tremendous reach. She threatens you at any range with launchers. At any range. This goes into back turn mix-up where she has a power crush. She has a, like Jin, a forward 4 that is safe on block at -9. This is a counter hit launcher. All I'm trying to say is like play very cautious into this character. I feel like her offensive stuff, her aggression is not as strong as the defense. And especially here, watch out for the cartwheel that launches you. Watch out for the forward 4 at mid-range. She also has a homing move that only -2 on block, double high, right? Very fast, and it's full screen. It's almost like a projectile. It's double high, but you'll be afraid to duck due to this. So all I'm trying to say is that be very careful in mid-range against this character. Matterhorn is a classic, treat it like a Samsara, super evasive mid-launcher. It can beat a lot of mids, you know, mid checks. Launch punishable on block. Classic flowchart for Lili players is doing quite a stupid flowchart. They do 2-4, which is her 10 frame punish. It's a high, it's very strong. They do that on block, no one ducks that. And then they do a Matterhorn. Don't fall for this flowchart, but please launch Matterhorn. She has a G clef. This is a countered string, 1-1 free. Make sure to launch that at -15. She has a good lows. Like this is minus 12. And then she has this one. Plus 4. Even on normal hit, that is plus 4. And this low can go into back turn. Or she can stay in neutral stance. But this low is always minus 12. I believe it's minus 12 even if she goes into back turn. She can do a slide as well. Launch punishable, like most slides. Don't eat her snake edge. Block that and launch her. Please don't fall for this string. Down for 4-4. Just low parry that low every time. There's no mix-up to this. At the end of the day, I feel like this character plays pretty honest Tekken. Just be wary of the sidestep and the defense. Don't fall for Matterhorn flowcharts. Try and have her attack you. And try and get a read on the player. It's a pretty straightforward matchup, in my opinion. First thing to look for is what I like to call like scrub killer strings. She'll do a string. This is a legacy string called Can Opener. It's super annoying for beginners. Or she'll do this string, which is very annoying even in high level, I would say. Or she'll do this string, which is also super annoying. A key rule against Nina's scrub killer strings is that you block the first hit, and the second hit will almost always be a high or a low. Boom. 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 You get the point, right? They will also spam this Power Crush. It's minus 14. Make sure you do your big punish. So for Devil Genier, it would be back to 3. That would be maximum damage and heat engager. If a Nina thinks he's Arslan Ash and he's constantly spamming this, which a ton of Ninas do, even God of Destruction Ninas, I go up against spam that. Step right on while standing 4 and launch her. Obviously, this character is very good, so she has options for this. Like, down for 1-2-1, which is a high, can be ducked. Down for 1-2-4. This one is especially dangerous because the kick is a counter hit launcher. Or she'll go into the sway here and do whatever the fuck she wants. She can do butterfly shit. She just has a lot of options. She's kind of a perfect character. Like mid-range, she throws a full screen counter hit launcher, homing that's minus 5 on block. That's also quite evasive. She threatens this heat engager, which is a steel pedal, but for some reason hits like full screen. Is minus 8. Her poking is broken, you know, with down for 1-2 jailing mid-high. Block the first hit, can't duck the second. Back to 2 is a homing double high. That's a natural for 28 damage. If she counter hits, this is a 50 damage wall splat. If she counter hits. So you can't move against this character either. She completely denies you movement. And she denies you backdashing as well with the range of her tools. Watch out, she has an orbital. Jumps over lows, obviously. Launch punish this. Wipe the floor. Launch punish that. This move is homing, by the way. It's a homing double mid launcher. That's minus 15, remember that? If she's lazy and does damage for free, that's minus 13. Very important to remember these two because Nina players tend to spam them. Not to be confused with this one. Minus 2, right? Or forward 4, which is minus 5. But if she steps afterwards, she's plus 2. One of her best moves is step 1. That's plus 10 on block. Into mix. It's just a very difficult character to deal with. But I feel like what I just explained here is a starting fundament for those of you who are in blue ranks and, well, slightly above that as well. So yeah, I hope that helps. Don't play into, like, what scrubby Pauls do. Like, there are multiple flowcharts here. Like, down for 2, into shoulder. Core circle forward 1 into shoulder, forward 2 into shoulder, forward for 2-1 blue spark into shoulder. These are all shoulder flowcharts that Paul players, even in pretty high ranks, I have to say, throw all the time. So these are just things to look out for. Down 1+2 is launch punishable. If you see any other shoulder, backswing blow or teleport, is minus 14. minus 14. So Bryan can jet upper. But you know, with Kazuya, you can just down back 1 too. So don't mash into Paul. He's more evasive than you think. He has strong defense and like evasion and power crush. So play patient. Play patient. And punish. A lot of people don't like this mix-up. This. Most people seem to just eat that. When this is happening to you, hold back to recover backwards and then do a jab string. So hold back here and jab interrupt Paul. Again, if you think it's coming, hold back and take a jab string. If he does this at the wall, you can actually do that. So you do the same thing, you hold back, but instead of taking a jab string, you're gonna sidewalk around him and kill him and just smack him into the wall. The reason you cannot do that in the neutral space is because he will throw you with the initial back two and you holding back. You create a distance between the two characters that's like 1.5 meters. And here, from this range, you can't step. Another common like scrub killer with Paul is like ultimate punishment. He does this. This you beat by holding 1. You can break the ultimate tackle by pressing 1+2, but if you fail that, always hold the 1 button. No need to try and time it anymore. Hold the 1 button and you'll always get out of this. But in general, you don't want to press into Paul due to everything aforementioned, but also due to down for 2. Most jabs get gobbled up by down for 2. So pressing into Paul is just a risky proposition. So is standing close to him. If he stands at this range, he threatens this. He can't threaten that at any other range. Like, if he's 1 backdash away, he can't threaten a demo man. Kissing distance, bad against Paul. You want to be at least here. And also at this distance, he has a perfect throw game to threaten you with. And one of the few characters that actually has a homing command throw. That's a 2 break and it's homing. I think only Hwoarang can brag about having something similar. And also, just like with Law, you really don't want to sidestep. You just want to move backwards. Because of this move, like Infinity Reach, homing Heat Engager, that's -5 on block. If he starts cycling this pressure on you, like down for 1 checks into this is very common these days, like this type of stuff. If a second it counters me, that's guaranteed. And it's very, very delayable string. And this is safe at -9 with pushback. A lot of people don't step this, but you can step right here and kill Paul. Like, make sure he has to take this to the second layer of the mix-up, where he has to start using this, which you can duck, right? Don't let Pauls get away with this and this. There are scrubby Pauls who will throw this as a neutral check, this as a neutral check, this as a neutral check. All of those are mid-highs that should be ducked immediately, and then you launch Paul. Don't let them get away with that. Obviously, there's a mix to the 4-4-2 one. He can do a mid-mid, that's also a natural, that will wall splat, but that's -12. This can actually be fuzzy guarded. So that's a fuzzy. So what I'm doing here is that as soon as the 4-4-2 connects on my guard, I do a super fast duck into standing. Just do a flash duck. It will duck the high, and you'll be back in time to block the mid. Otherwise, you know, if you want to stand to gain a huge punish, you can try and duck and commit to a punish, right? If you want to. I do that because I want the launch. When Paul is in heat, watch out for Heat Death Fist. Heat Death Fist is insanely strong, but it's very steppable. If you have your back towards the wall, just watch out for this button. Watch out for this Heat Smash. It's a low, but it's -14. So if you block that, make sure you get a big punish. This stuff is very reactable. So he can choose not to charge it like this, or he can charge it. Typically, if we go for full charge, you can react to this and sidestep. 4-2 is a very strong button. It's almost busted, like it recovers so quickly on whiff. -5 on block, and it sets up float charts. Like this is the most popular float chart right now. So make sure you launch that shoulder. Death Fist is -17. In a real match, I rarely try an electric here. But again, oh sorry, that whiff. It has a lot of pushback. Of course at the wall, easier, right? Again, I talked about how you don't want to sidestep Paul. Demo Man is like pseudo-homing. Can't sidestep. Pseudo-homing. So that's why it's more important to create space between you and Paul, so this doesn't clean hit. You see? I create space. -17 there towards the end. So if you block the initial hit, you launch. If you created space, -17, but we need something with range. So good to know, right? Yeah. Things to look out for with Raven, and what really sets him apart from other characters, is like super strong keep out. This is one of the best keep out buttons in the game. It's insane in that he moves forward for the launch and then he retreats back again. So it's like he goes in and launches and then he goes back again to a safe distance. If a Raven knows how to place this properly, it's almost impossible to deal with. And then his best attack is from full crouch, and he does a lot from full crouch. While standing 2 here is a mid elbow counter hit launcher. So here, -14 mid launcher with quite a bit of range, right? Quite a bit of range, as you can see. It's a disgusting mix-up because he has a full crouch hell sweep, right? Unseeable. Obviously launch punishable on block, but here he vortexes you by holding down. You see he comes down again. Teleports, comes down. After this hell sweep connects, he goes into this stance where he goes, hey! Comes down into mix-up. He can do a slide. Or he does a mid here. This one is safe on block. And that's a heat engager, right? But he can hold down here while he goes into the stance to come down. And now he's in a crouch, and now he can mix you again, right? So this can turn into a loop. Can turn into a loop. So his full crouch is quite tricky to deal with. Another notable thing about Raven is that his down forward 1 has a lot of range. 14 frame startup, -2 on block. But look at the range. And this is a down forward 1 that's homing. You heard that right. That's homing. It also has a follow-up here that makes it -13. But this is a natural wall splat for 38 damage. Universal rule about Raven's clones is that if he's not in heat, the clone will be blue, and it will always be -13. So this is a universal rule to remember. Blue clone, -13. He has multiple strings where he can shoot a clone from them. If he's in heat, the clone will be golden, and now it will be -3. So that's a very good, like, general rule to remember. He's also a sort of projectile character in heat. Feels like a projectile, but it's got less reach than June's, and it's also very steppable to both sides. Raven joins the gang of characters who have lows, and specifically, you know, from his crouch, what we talked about, how strong his crouch is. He'll do a low that's a mix-up on block. You see it's -9, but this character has 1 frame startup parries. Anytime he's like -9 on block, even if you jab, he can like parry you. That's very, very important. And he can parry from back turn. Just like Leroy, just like Hwoarang, we block a low and we try to punish, right? We try to punish. Another thing about his parry is that it parries everything. It parries throws. It parries lows. Everything is parried by this. What do you do against parry? Sorry, I thought it was obvious. Bait it. Like a Yoshi flash. Sorry, I thought it was obvious. Sorry about that. And then, watch out for this backswing blow that a lot of Ravens like to throw. This is launch punish. That's launch punish. Another move they like to use is upward 4-4. That's also launch punish. Watch out for 1+2 command throw. 1+2 looks like this, both arms. But if you see any other type of throw animation, be default or this, it will be a 1 break. He's one of the rare characters that doesn't have command throw or command throw 2 break. He has command throw and then a 1 break. So be ready to press 1 to break throw. Most people don't, and Raven players get this for free. Half this matchup is knowing what to do when she rushes you down with forward 4-2. Any decent Reina will confirm this. Typically, they'll do Sentai 2 here if this doesn't connect. But if it connects, they'll hit confirm this. But in blue ranks, they just throw this out, so you can just duck. Many other options are jab interruptible, so then they might start throwing... oh, I'm so sorry, guys. I'm not a Reina player. They'll start throwing the power crush. You have to launch this. Have to punish this. Very important to punish that. A lot of bad Reinas throw this string. Duck. Duck. If they very lazily do Heaven's Wrath 3-4 here, which is her best option, jab her. This will also float Hunting Hawk. So that's very good. This is like a very popular flowchart. We do War God kick on block. It's safe. And then typically the opponent tries to retaliate with a jab. They hold crouch and then do this. This flowchart is everywhere. I'm telling you about it now because I want to save you the grief. This is what they expect you to do. Jab checks and you die. So make sure you just wait here. And then she's launch punishable. They can also do a -14. This one, that's -14. So again here, I just wait and then down back 1-2. Remember that this is -14. So it's one thing taking a 1-1-2 here. Down back 1-2. Bryan players, remember that this is a jet upper. But most importantly with Reina is that remember that her tracking is very poor a lot of the time. Like this new low she got doesn't have a pixel of tracking. And she is the only hell sweep. We can go into so many moves. But this is the only hell sweep you can step both sides. So when I play against Reina, I move a lot. I move a lot against this character. You want to pay attention to their patterns. Is she mindlessly doing Iron Hand after hell sweep? Because that's step right. That's step right. So you want to pay attention to their habits. A Shaheen player will play Fundamental Tekken. Watch out for the down for 2. It's very strong. It's only -6 on block. And it has a fuck ton of reach. Very strong keep out. He also has one of the best hop kicks in the game. It has significantly more reach than pretty much any hop kick in the game. I think only Claudio has a better hop kick. From 1-2, you know how Bryan does 1-2-1 counter at launch? He can do this 1-2 mid. 1-2 1+2. That's a counter at launcher. Counter at launch, right? But know that it's -11 on block. So Kazuya here is lucky. He gets back 1-2. But most characters will not get their juicy 12-frame punish, so you get a jab punish on that. He obviously has his slide. The slide also tracks like mad to both sides, so don't try and step that. Again, punish slide. Float him out of a slide and punish. If he's lazy and does while standing 2, which is his launcher here. A lot of Shaheens do while standing 2. That's launch punishable. Launch that. If he mindlessly does down back to 1, just like king forward to 1, duck the high, the second hit. Duck that. While running 2 is +5. +5. He has a big frames on block, this guy. Step right. Step right. Step right. If he tries too free into mix-up, you can duck the second hit, obviously. Watch out for safe power crush. He's one of those characters. When he's in heat specifically, not so much when he's outside of heat, but when he's in heat, he's always threatening a very, very strong guard break. There you go. This is guaranteed. That's a guard break into a guaranteed follow-up. It's a high. Removes all recoverable health. So all of your gray health will be removed. So if he does a big combo, for example, takes you to the wall, if you wake up at the wall, he will want to land this to remove all your recoverable health so you can't get a comeback on him. So you want to look for that. But yeah, strong crouching mix-up, not gonna lie, it's very strong. He actually also has full crouch down for 2. If he wants to take 0 risk, he can do this to wall splat you. And it's safe. It's safe. It's very, very good. His mid-homing is a little bit risky in that it's -13, but it's high reward in that if he lands it, he has a guaranteed steel pedal, and it will wall splat. So it's a little bit scary, this move, if you mindlessly step him. He's a very strong, very solid character, plays very fundamental Tekken. You need to know about these things, and that this is a high-low high. So very gimmicky, but it's like you're looking to beat the player more so than the character, in my opinion. Honestly, the only thing you need to know about Steve, in my opinion, this matchup is due to his core moves being back 1 and 1-2-1, understand that you must use moves with high evasion. Another thing is don't try and step him because his tracking is so strong. Steve was designed to shut down spacing. And also don't listen to Nova Psyken who says just backdash away into an electric. Steve's online will not just do this. He can also go into peekaboo if he wants to. And now he'll check you with very long range attacks. He can also do 1-2-1-2, which has a ton of range. He'll catch you backdashing. Or he'll do 1-2-1 into rocket launcher, which has obscene range. Or he'll start hunting you with while running 2, which is +6. Or Albatross 2, which hits from a football stadium away and is -2, only -2 on block. Be very mindful of when you press and be on the lookout for Outfox. Outfox is the best panic tool in the game. And honestly, might be the best spacing tool in the game. This is broken, in my opinion. Imagine Devil Jin's Samsara, but it's confirmable, and it's only -13 on block. Steve players will backdash into Outfox, where they evade literally everything. And this shit will still hit. It has so much range. But if they note that you're not doing anything, the good players will just weave to cancel. But if they confirm a whiff, you get launched. So be very mindful of when do you press, because he can outfox at any fucking second. And then he also has like very powerful weaves, right? Very powerful weaves that evade a lot. To make these stronger, he can choose to step into a weave and he'll do a double sidestep. This is the equivalent of a double sidestep. You have to be super mindful of this stuff. Super mindful. For those of you in blue ranks, I swear to God, what I'm about to tell you will be enough for you to beat them. 2-2-2-2, duck the Glock. So, high. If you blue rank players can do that, you'll beat most victors, I think. Because victor mains are so carried by the fact that no one knows the matchup. Down for the 1-1. So this is his down for 1. Looks like a down for 1. This can only be followed with a double high. So there's plenty of time here to blow him up. Extremely unsafe. Plenty of time to blow him up. Expulsion outside of heat is launch punishable. If he's in heat, it's now -4. But note that this move is always steppable to the right. Always. This goes for while running 2 as well. Always steppable to the right. And his down for 2 is very unsafe. It's minus 14. So again, Paul players, Bryan players can launch this. But with Kazuya, we get a huge down back 1-2. Down back 4 is launch punishable. They spam this. Remember that it's launch punishable. A classic flowchart with this character is this into this. This into this. They all do it mindlessly. So if you block this one, launch him. If you eat this one, don't press. Because he will do a counter hit launcher while standing 2. That is safe on block, by the way. This is minus 8. When he checks you with the hilt of a sword, minus 12. If he does 1-1, this one, he's minus 14 again. Minus 14. For him to stay in like plus frames here, he'll do this. This is a double high. So again, he checks you with the hilt of a sword. Mid, wall splat, minus 14. Punishable. Launch punishable. Again, he checks with the hilt. Launch punishable. If he wants plus frames, he has to commit to a double high, which is very risky. I never duck this, personally. I only duck it now. And I know most people don't duck this. And if you don't, you are literally stuck in an endless pressure loop. This move is absurd. When he's in heat, this move is dumb as fuck. And there's just not a whole lot you can do about it. You just gotta take it. And also double low, this is launch punishable, of course. But all in all, like he's not that bad to play against, I think. You need a PhD to play against Xiaoyu. But the character is also in turn a bit tricky to play. One golden rule, though, you want to know about is that she blocks something, say Kazuya's forward 4. I'm naive as Kazuya and I think it's my turn because I have plus frames. They'll just do this, manual AOP into fuck you. So against Xiaoyu, the golden rule is never assume it is your turn. You have to treat her like Yoshi with the flash. Never assume it is your turn. But unlike Yoshi's flash, you can beat all of this bullshit by doing this. You need to find, on your specific character, you have to find your attack, which will be a mid, that has a very low hitbox. So a mid that almost hits grounded. And that's what you use to check her. Because it has to hit even her AOP duck. When she's in AOP, she can tap down to duck. They'll do AOP into the duck. She can do this quickly. And then they do their button. You need to find the attack that tags her in the duck. I'm lucky with Kazuya. My down for 1 tags her there. But that's because Kazuya's down for 1 has a very, very deep and low hitting hitbox. But she goes under back 2, as you can see, which also hits fairly low to the ground. You see? It's that duck that makes the AOP like an invincibility button almost. So you need to lab this and find your character's attack that will always tag her no matter what in AOP. Will always tag her. Don't assume it's your turn because flash. This is a 6 frame, right? 6 frames. If you're like plus 6 frames against Yoshi, which is a generous advantage, it's nothing on Yoshi. On any other character, basically, you can take your turn, not thinking too much about it, depending on, you know, the situation. But with Yoshi, frames don't mean anything to Yoshi. Anytime I play against a Yoshi, I observe them for quite a while and I go, is this a flash guy or not? The way you do this is that you have to bait flash. You have to do like down back 4 or forward 4. These are moves where typically you would have an advantage, right? Or patricide fist on block. So what I do against Yoshi's is I do this, and then on any other character I would swing there. I would do this into this, you know, I'd start swinging. But on Yoshi, I do this, and then I just observe. What does he do? Is this a flash happy Yoshi or not? And then you need to learn to recognize this animation And just try and take a punish. Try and take a punish. You need to recognize that animation. It's very hard online as a Mishima player to see that and then instantly electric him in the face. You really have to be looking for it. Experiment with moves with a lot of advantage and just wait and see what he does. And then if you notice he doesn't use flash a lot, start taking your frames and build from there with the mind games. Watch out for this as well. If he's up close and he does this, a lot of homing moves will whiff. Because he backdashes as well. Back 2-2, 3-1, 2-2. You have to duck these moves. So these moves, lab this. Lab these. CD2 can be is a counter-hit launcher that beats highs, and it can be buffered into from any animation, so it will come out instantaneously here. Can beat jabs. So be a bit mindful of that move, and know it's minus 13. If he's comboing you like this, like here, don't tech roll. Don't ever tech roll this character. Because of this move. If you tech roll and he's setting this up, it's literally unavoidable. Don't ever tech roll against Yoshi, because his tech traps are like the best in the game. That's also a tech trap. You have to wait a bit and see what he does and force him to start using like buttons that will like hit you on the ground. You gotta wait. I need more labbing myself on this character. I don't know, to be honest. The only thing I know is that key low here, minus 13. Minus 13 punish. She's always hugging the ground, basically. So you want to use a mid that hits low. That's how you check her. Mid-high. Mid-mid, but always punishable. Always punishable. She can go into plus frames into Scarecrow with a plus mid. She just builds pressure on you. If she does Scarecrow Power Crush, that's always launch. That's always launch punishable. So that's good to know. And then it's basically Azazel hand stuff. Here you can step right. Don't press too early though. You have to wait it out. You know how specific this sidestep is? If I sidewalk now, I get hit. You see, I'm sidewalking right, not pressing. Note that it's not a counter hit. It's not a counter hit, I'm just sidewalking. I get hit. You have to specifically sidestep and do not press. You have to step right, don't press. And then take the punish. That's how specific the counterplay is, by the way. And then the mental stack of all the other options she has here. Like, it's... I don't know, I find this character ridiculously stupid, personally. So, that's gonna be the video. End credits. A lot of work went into this video. Thanks, editor, for assembling it. God knows that man needs a raise, god damn it. But I really, really hope this is this helped someone out there. And yeah, I hope you guys really enjoyed it as well. So yeah, take care everyone. Thanks for listening to me. Have a great day.